Guys and gals, hey, it's Daniel here. I'm at Windrock Park, and look what I got behind me. Some beautiful Wolverine RMAX XTR editions in that beautiful green. I literally just walked up, so I haven't had a chance to look these machines over yet, but we're here at Windrock. We're getting ready to try these out. I think we have about an hour on the machines today with the Yamaha staff, and we're going to do a demo loop through Windrock Park. I've never ridden Windrock, so I'm pretty excited about being here, and I'm super excited about what is probably going to be my next machine, my next Wolverine. So really stoked about this. As you can see, the Yamaha rig is out here. They've got it all decked out. Look at that beautiful Kenworth there in the back. I love trucks. Some of y'all that don't know me as well might not know that I actually kind of grew up on an 18-wheeler, and so I really love trucks. Isn't that beautiful? All right, enough about the truck, I suppose. Let's talk about the machine. I'm going to pull this thing off here, and we'll take a look inside, and underneath, take a look at some of the components and things like that. So let me kind of get situated here. 1 second. All right, so first thing I noticed is how beefy the underneath of this machine is, right? Look at that. Look at the suspension underneath this thing. I mean, it's just, it's huge. It's steel. That appears to be like a steel reinforced brake line right there, like something you see on a car. These arms under here are significantly bigger than what we've seen on the prior models. So that's exciting. Of course, you all seen the front of the machine. It looks nice and aggressive. Radiator's up nice and high right here. So, you know, on my Gen 1, it's like down here at the bottom, and I had to actually get some radiator guards from JBS and put them on each side to flank the radiator and protect it from the mud. You don't have that issue on this one, so that's pretty awesome. Warn winch comes pre-installed. Nice Warn winch. Those are arguably the best in the business. Maxxis Carnivore tires. I believe those are 31s. Nice gold trim, that XTR gold trim. So, you know, not a functional thing, but you know, a nice touch. You've seen those on the other reviews, surely. Let's take a look inside. It's got a lot of nice soft touches. Check out the seat. Nice high back seat, and nice like a neoprene type seat. Really cushy. Steering wheel is nice and soft. It's a rubber. It's molded perfectly for your hand. I mean, that steering wheel is as nice as the one in my Nissan Titan truck. That's really cool. Let me take my book bag off here, and we'll hop in. Check out these trail arms. These are nice and beefy. Tree kickers. I mean, not trail arms, tree kickers. Those are nice and beefy. Look at all that leg room. Isn't that nice? I'm gonna hop in here right quick. So yeah, let's hop in. I had to change my camera orientation because it was getting kind of hard to do that with it turned in reverse. I love this right here. It's in front of the driver. Now, how awesome is that? And it tilts. Isn't that cool? I love it. I've never had that on one before, so that's super cool. You can tilt that and get it to where exactly where you want it. Adventure Pro screen is right here, so you've got your GPS and your engine, car diagnostics in there. Again, if you haven't heard about this yet, three modes: sport, so kind of a peppy, responsive throttle with your sport mode. Your trails, kind of your middle of the road, as it says, trail riding, just general trail riding type of mode. And then you've got the crawl. The crawl is for just real slow rock crawling. You don't lose power, but you get a nice even throttle response for crawling over. Lots of open, what would you call it here? Just open spots or holes for, if you're going to put toggle switches in, add accessories, things like that. They've done away with the horseshoe type of grab bar over here where you had to pull pins out and make it work. This is something that, it's just a lot easier to adjust. It's just more passenger friendly. Nice rubber handle to grab onto. I really like the leg room in this. It feels like my Gen 1 Wolverine, which I think is good, because that's what a lot of people like about the Gen 1 is the space. I love how high the door comes up. Look, my leg and my knee, it doesn't hang out. I love that. That's awesome. Comes with a rear view mirror. It's kind of nice. This one doesn't come with the SSV Works stereo system, and that's what this cubby right here would be for. And then you've also got pre-installed spaces here in case you want to add it later. But you can do an SSV Works stereo system in it, so that's pretty cool. I'll do some more reviewing on it later after we've driven it to about the gearing and things like that. But I can tell you that gearing right there is phenomenal. I mean, it feels like I'm in a truck. I mean, it's smooth. It locks where it's supposed to. It's not jerky and cranky. Same thing with this parking brake here. Comes up 2 or 3 inches and you're locked. You're fully locked. Press the button, you're back down again, just like a regular vehicle. So that's pretty cool. Better pull that back up or we might roll off. All right, let's get outside and look at some more things. This bed is it appears to be significantly bigger than my Gen 1. It looks like it's wider, maybe even a hair longer. Let's take a look at the back here. Look at that huge muffler. We had some muffler issues on our Gen 1 with them shaking and things like that, and this looks really solid, and it's huge. Let's take a look at the shocks. We've got the Fox shocks on here. You can see you've got the click up here, so I think it's a 3-click system. On your LE, again, you've got it's an electronic system. You can actually control it on the fly from the inside of the vehicle. This again is the 3-click manual Fox. So I guess it's soft, medium, hard. Totally fine with me. I don't have that right now. I do have adjustable KYB piggybacks, but they're not clicks. And so if you're not careful, you can really mess yourself up if you don't have them in sync and have them set up right. Check out these. Check out the suspension here on the back. Look at that rear differential. It's huge, beefy. Again, I think that's what I keep seeing and hearing about these machines, is that they're overbuilt, which is great. It's what we want. Again, looking at how significantly larger your arms are in the back, your A arms and your trail arms. I mean, it's just incredibly strong. Big pieces of steel. Super impressive. Let's take a look at the dump bed. Nice door there, opens up really easily, suspended by a couple of cables. I believe this bed holds up to 600 pounds. You've got several places for, you know, tie downs and other OEM accessories like the cargo box, that sort of thing. Clicks right into place, feels good, fit and finish is good. I think the X2 had this. My Gen 1 does not, but this one has reverse lights, so you get a white light when you back up. How about that? Overall, you know, I haven't driven it yet. I'm getting ready to, but the feel of this thing is just such, I mean, quality is just the word that comes to mind. I mean, everything's nice and tight. It's beefy. I can already tell that things aren't going to rattle and shake while I'm driving this machine. And that is exciting. That front end is amazing. Now check this out. You've got hooks here, like chassis mounted hooks for, you know, pulling things, or I guess presumably for you know, a plow, you know, things like that. So Yamaha's thinking, and I think they're listening. So really excited about what I see. Can't wait to drive it. It's 10 o'clock now. We're in the 11 o'clock drive, so I think we get, like I said, an hour on the machine, and just super excited about it.
I definitely feel this thing.
Bob, tell me what you think about the machine so far.
Well, I just got in. It's first time sitting in it, and you know, I'm a Yamaha guy. X2 Wolverines. First thing I feel right off the get-go is the comfort. I got more leg room. Now I'm 6 foot tall, 185 pounds, and I fit in this like I do my Silverado pickup truck. So it is very comfortable. So the fit, they got some padding in here so you don't beat yourself around.
Right.
I do like also the switches. They've got a plethora of switches in here.
Yep.
Or switch covers for you to put switches in there. And then another thing I noticed right off the get-go is the passenger
grab bar.
Yeah. I got another name for it. But anyway, the passenger grab bar, they have swept the handles forward, and what that does is that gives the passenger probably another ½ an inch room to get in and out of. So that's a brilliant idea. I mean, really good idea. And then they also put like a little mini cup holder down here at the bottom. So if you have a cell phone or whatever, which most everybody's got a cell phone, that would work really good.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed is for those that use mapping, you know, tablets and that kind of stuff on the trail, this is not round, so you do not have a round surface here.
Oh,
so
yeah.
RAM is probably going to have to come out with something, unless you get a monster size clamp, like almost like a hose clamp.
Right.
This is, now it's hollow. You can't see it on the camera, but underneath my hand right here, this is hollow. So it's just like a clamp. So maybe there is some kind of clamp that RAM has, but if not, you're going to probably have to put that tablet RAM mount on the bar.
Okay.
It does come with the Adventure Pro, which, you know, I'm not a big fan of because they haven't been able to update the software. Certainly not like, say, Lifetime Trail Maps where it's updated monthly.
Yeah.
So that's something to, you know, stay tuned on, because we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do that.
What do you think about the comfortable the comfort aspects of the seat?
Yeah, the seat
what
is
it's made of,
yeah,
how high it is, things like that.
Similar to the X2.
Yeah.
Similar. I think they've maybe moved the cushion a little bit.
Uh-huh.
The room behind the seat, with the seat all the way back, is still only about the size of the room for you to put a sandwich bag back there. There's not a whole lot of room.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take your rain gear. But I do like, and you might want to show up here, the upper roll bar. Now, a lot of us run two-way radios right here.
Yep.
So you got room for a two-way radio, but if you didn't run your two-way radio there and you put it somewhere else, you definitely could put your mapping software on that bar there, especially if you ride by yourself frequently.
Yep.
You could put your Lifetime Trail Maps
exactly
right there.
That's where I'll be putting mine.
Is it?
Yep.
Now, I do like Yamaha's got a factory installed mirror on
Nice.
here.
Yep.
And it is, those of you that have to run outside mirrors, frequently, you know, you're hitting a tree and you're bending them in or whatever. This gives you a complete I don't know if it's 180 degrees, but it's doggone close to it, view out the back of the side-by-side.
Yeah.
So I really like Yamaha. You did a first-class job on the mirror, rearview mirror. This is interesting. I look forward to hearing what Yamaha's got to say about this. Obviously, they've beefed it up. Yep, it's got 6 welds on it, 3 on each side. Actually, I think about 8 welds on it. And they've also put holes in it, so that leads me to believe that it's set up ready to go with the full enclosure if you did get that accessory. So I think they're smart. They've done some good things. This also is a good piece. This is a rigidity piece that keeps the windshield between this front lip and this back piece right here. So when you put the windshield in there, the X2 has it, but not that beefy. That looks like they've beefed that up to really give that windshield some more stability. And if you notice, the X2 had the same channel down here on the bottom for the bottom of the window. Whether you run a half or a full, that channel is still there. Now, one thing we will do, and since you got the camera, Daniel, let's open up the hood, because
let's do it.
the hood is a little bit more, it's a little bit bigger than the X2. I say it's larger. I don't know if they're going to freak out that I'm doing this, but they want me to buy one. You know how that goes.
Right.
All right, so it should just pop up here. Maybe not. Maybe there's something.
Well, it's sealed. It's got a good seal on it, so I don't know if it's a little tougher to take it off.
Because the X2, they had some people that said, oh, and they were flying up going down the highway. No, they're not. They weren't putting the top back on again.
Right.
But
there we go.
there we go. It's just brand new. How about that?
Right.
It's
Sealed well.
It's very, very.
Again, I mean,
well sealed.
that seems to be a recurring theme in our conversation so far, is fit and finish of this machine.
Huh?
Very good.
All right. So
They've been out riding it a little bit. I see some dust.
Yeah.
That's good.
Let me tell you what I recognize right off the get-go. First of all, you can see the radiator. They've got a separate radiator in here for, well, there's the radiator for the engine, but this one is evidently maybe an oil cooler. But it's up front, and it's going to be blocking, Daniel, if you want to take a picture of this, it's going to be blocking that radiator for the engine, which is, it looks big, plus it's wide open. Plus, they've had this in the mud and dirt already. That thing's crystal clean.
So is this the oil cooler?
I think that must be oil.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the lines, it definitely looks like it's oil.
Yeah.
Jake's already found, there's the top of the radiator fill at the top.
Hang on,
right
let me
here.
get down in here and take a look at these 2 components you were just talking about. Okay.
And then they got a little compartment door to block that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just like the X2, the air filter box on here are pretty good and protect you if you did get on deep water and that kind of stuff. But that pops off. It's still got that same X2 style air filter. I still believe in, I don't know why everybody in the world doesn't do it. Take a pair of pantyhose and put a piece of pantyhose across the top of this air intake right here, and it knocks down
so much
a bunch of it. And then you just, for a pair of pantyhose, you can get about 15 different rides out of it. Take it, cut it out, put a new piece on there.
Hey, this tank over here in the top right, I remember, is that the overflow tank for the radiator now?
It is.
They've relocated it up here so you can fill it up, right?
And they've lift room, and you can see there's a bolt and a clamp too. I don't know if they're going to have a reservoir for a windshield washer maybe over there or whatever. Battery, very easy to get to. If you've ever had to get to some of the batteries, they're hard to get to, but if you're going to jump somebody off or whatever, the battery's much easier to get to. Now, I don't know yet, and I'll have to ask them today if there's a spot designated for the second battery. I don't know the answer to that. But if you look at how they do this, they make all this stuff water resistant as it gets, but pretty good. Worn, you know, from the factory. This is actually the, oh my gosh, I'm getting old, I can't remember everything, but this is actually the voltage regulator, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry?
Winch contactor.
Yeah, for the winch. And you can see they've run that, and they've run it very heavy duty. So there's a short run to the battery, obviously right here, and then they've run this down here from the factory. Look at this, Warren's doing it right. They're giving this to Yamaha in the right way. Look at the protection that you get on these cables down the front where all the mud, gravel, stones, all that junk's gonna be going straight down there. So that's really kind of nice, heavy duty. And then also one of the most important things, you don't want to get wet sitting up here on the front. They've put that in a position now. That on the X2 was back here in the back, but they've put that where you're least likely to get wet.
That being
the electronics portion.
right.
So
cool. Jake, what do you think?
Well, I'm impressed by the size. The overall size compared to the X2 is much larger than what it showed online.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot larger machine, wider.
Yeah.
More along the width of a trail razor or something like that. Very impressed with the overall fit and finish for sure.
Yeah.
Little not sure a little bit on the leg room for me, but I'm being a tall guy. But
yeah,
you know, that's just something I've gotten used to.
Now these seats are adjustable, right? They slide back a little bit.
They do slide back a little bit. I will say compared to the X2, the seats on this are a lot taller on the back of your head.
Yeah.
A lot more cushion. I would say they've tripled the cushion compared to the X2.
Yeah.
Very, very, roomy inside the cab for sure. Very much looking forward to taking it for a spin.
Good deal. You know something, we were just talking, and we were talking about how built this thing is. Look how huge the differential is on this machine.
Oh, it is big.
I mean, I don't know if I can get a good shot of it, but my God.
Not only is that big, I pointed out already, this A-arm, look,
Yeah.
that thing is so, it's like a,
Yeah.
I don't know what, it's like a big triangular
Yeah.
piece of metal. And, you know, how many people break A-arms? Even Brian Fisher broke an A-arm last year in the XTR. But listen, this, no, he didn't break an A-arm, did he?
Tie rod.
Tie rod, he broke a tie rod, yeah.
But anyway, this is incredible how they beefed that up. Look how thick all of this stuff is there. They have really thought that out.
Yeah, you're not going to be breaking tie rods on this thing.
This is definitely trail worthy.
And look how the tie rod is more beefy too. I mean, look, got the end of it here, and it's a lot bigger. The other thing about this machine is the sway bars. So you've got sway bar on the front. I believe it's on the front, but not on the back. So that's supposed to help, obviously, with articulation. So that's super cool. Headlights, you've seen, that's probably one of the most prominent features on this. You've got your LED accent lights up here, kind of your daytime running lights, which is nice. I always put LED lights on the front of my machines, and I run them all day, so that people that are oncoming toward me on the trails can see me instantly, even when it's dusty, foggy, whatever. So that's really nice to have that built in. And then just below it, you've got your high and low beams, and those appear to be LED or I'm missing the term, but powerful. Powerful is the right term. So you're going to get good visibility with these lights. They've got an OEM windshield on this one over here. It looks sort of like the one on mine, or similar to the one on my Gen 1. It lays down. It's got a nice piece of weather stripping up here on the top. Again, there's that term again, fit and finish. Yamaha has been listening, and some of us have been complaining about rattles and things like that on our Gen 1s, and they're thinking about that kind of stuff, making it more quality and making it feel more quality. So
Daniel, we got something here, right?
oh, okay, we got an OEM box and an OEM tire, spare tire. Okay.
Yeah, so they got
the
let's go with the windshield first. So this is the cloth zip-in rear windshield.
Cool.
Kind of neat, and you can see where they've just attached it with the standard fasteners. It's kind of neat. OEM spare tire, full size rim, everything, with a really nice beefy bracket to hold that in.
Okay.
And then this looks like the same box as the X2 was.
Yep.
So maybe the bed size are the same. It does. It's still got the drain plug in it, that kind of stuff. So
yeah, nice.
It's pretty sweet.
And what kind of tire do we have here? Because I think we were talking about carnivores on the other one. What we got here, the Dirt Commander?
Aftermarket ones.
Is this the Dirt Commander?
Not quite
Or
sure.
is it a different one? Let's take a look at that. Because that's definitely not a carnivore. Everybody's trying to figure out what kind of tire we got going on here.
Moto.
Okay, so it's just a
I think it's
outright aftermarket tire. I know they do some different tires on these. I think the carnivores come on the LE model, the XTR model, and then I think it's a Maxxis Carnage tire that comes on the standard model.
So while you're filming,
So-
let me take the camera from you really quick.
Okay.
And we want to see you get inside, Daniel, and see how
Okay.
well you fit. So
All right.
let's just take this one since it's decked out, and you know yours is going to be decked out. So
Hopefully.
I'm taking bets right now, and the odds are not very good on Daniel getting one of these. So I think Yamaha, you did right by asking Mr. Simmons to come down here. And
Take a look at that.
he's checking even the seatbelt out.
That
This man's
seatbelt
thorough.
feels great. I mean, again, it feels like a car seatbelt. I love this. I mean, look
Tilt
at the
wheel.
range of motion on this tilt.
Yeah.
I
Really?
mean, that's incredible. I mean, there's no way, there's very little way to not be comfortable in this machine. There's so much that moves. You've got a lot of leg room, you've got range of motion here.
Let's look at your leg room.
Seat
Let's
looks
come
great.
right, let's come right down here now.
Yeah, let's open
And
the
let's
door.
look. As you can see now, what do you weigh? And tell us your tall. how
Okay,
tall.
so I'm
Tell the
6
truth.
feet. I'm
Right.
6 feet, no lies. I weigh about 250 pounds.
Okay, cool.
And this is where I usually have my leg. It's right here on this little pedal. Well, it's kind of a built-in plastic, what would you call it?
Foot support.
A foot support. In my Gen 1, that's usually where I leave it, and my legs just kind of hanging like that. And then over here, you know, I mean, yeah, my legs aren't stretched out all the way straight, but I wouldn't want to be. I mean, I don't drive that way. So what I really love about this is how high the door is.
Yeah.
When you shut that door, my legs right there, I can lean it up against it. I don't have to worry about it getting hit by mud and debris.
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
The protection that Yamaha provides on the side that a lot of people have complained about. This piece right here, Daniel,
Yeah.
has been much lower in years past. On the X2, it was lower. People didn't like it. Now look at they're doing. They're protecting your thoracic cavity, your shoulder, and then the doors covering your legs and part of your lower,
got it.
side. So they thought that out. You know,
And the other thing that I'm noticing right now is you've got these wings on the seat. Those feel great. They hug you just a little bit, so you're not getting this rocking back and forth type of deal. It feels awesome.
now this has got the half windshield. You feel pretty good with the half windshield. Can you see down over the front? A lot of people
Oh
always,
yeah,
you know, if you were climbing something, can you see?
yeah. This is not like an X3 or anything where you literally you're kind of down like this and you can't see at all what's going on. You can't see your your wheels. You've got great visibility. You've got that great Yamaha front end slope, so you can see over the end.
I will say one thing though I've noticed, they've evidently put some kind of polish or something, and I don't know if they waxed it or not, but all of them are the same. And this front piece right here is drying out. So this, I'd get a good can of SC1 or Much Yield or whatever your preference is.
Yeah.
Pam, some people use Pam, whatever, and keep that lubricated because you don't want that to dry out and fade out. But this finish right here, if Daniel hadn't already shown you, this finish is really nice.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. So, listen, we're going to give the camera back to Daniel. And,
Well, I think we're going to sign off for now. We've got a few minutes before we drive these.
all right, so
But
you're going to sign off.
I'll be taking video inside, from inside the cab, also on the outside while we're driving. So you'll see more of that in this video as well.
So what do you think so far? Initial 0 is the worst thing you ever seen. 10 is knocking it out of the park.
Home run.
Home run. Very good.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll know more when we drive it, but man, this is promising.
Tar Heel Trailblazer.
See ya. We go for about an hour ride here, so looking forward to it.
Said to me, many mountains we must climb before we'll be free. But he never told me about the bruises on my knees. They would be the map days, 40 nights. Who knows what the thunder and lightning will bring? Maybe the storm will cover my dreams. Maybe the sun will shine no more. Who knows which way the wind is blowing? And then we'll look back on these things and we won't cry no more. Whoa, who knows? Wandering blindly, searching for the truth, and anchored to a solid rock that we could hold on to. But there's no tomorrow, not for everyone. Who will hear your last harsh words when your time on earth is done? That sun goes down, 40 days, 40 nights. Who knows what the thunder and lightning will bring? Maybe the storm will cover my dreams. Maybe the sun will shine no more. Who knows which way the wind is blowing? And then we'll look back on these things and we won't cry no more. Hold your lamp down, don't let the wind blow it out. Hold that light, child, and one day it's gonna shine. Sing until the darkness it is lifted. Sing until the darkness it is lifted.
Simply not going to believe that this is a Wolverine when you drive it. The throttle response is incredible. The power is amazing. It's smooth. It articulates extremely well. It's just fun to drive. So it was just a real pleasure to be here today and have this thing out on the trail here at Windrock and get a real world feel and review of it. So more to come. Can't wait to buy one.